you lost your job. You were a
Yeah.
teacher. What happened after that?
Yeah, I let things go. It was the first time I didn't try to control anything. And during summer, certain schools, like most private schools hire in March or April. So I had already given away my teaching position when this all went down. Not that they would have brought me back anyway. And it would have cost them more trouble to find a teacher and not just have me finish the month.
Mm.
And everybody knew. And like, I can't imagine what the headmaster and the other people had to put up with, being like, we're keeping this guy. Like, this is the best we can do. But I remember going into like applying to a couple of teaching judges or just like substitutes, and the principal just like sitting like, yeah, you sound like a really great guy. My problem is that you are an alcoholic and an addict, and everybody knows. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's great. I'm admitting it. I'm finally an alcoholic and an addict. Like I'm okay saying that now. And they're like, yeah, that's great. We just can't hire you, in the nicest way. And I started, I met somebody in treatment that was in the food service business, and I was pretty handy in the kitchen. So I started making food for them. And then one of my former students' dads hired me to work in their office for a little bit. And then one of my then girlfriend, now wife's family friends hired me in their office to do some stuff. And in that job is when it's like they basically gave me a job to assist anybody in the office. And I was busy, but when I wasn't, I wasn't. It's like, hey, Matt, here's this. You have 5 days to figure this out. You figure something out in 2 days, and then it's like, well, all right, what do you want me to do for the next 3 days? They're like, just sit here until someone needs you. And I'm like, okay. But I was hustling, man. I was out there. I was riding a bike. I was biking. Certain families still, they're like, hey, man, everybody messes up. I was tutoring some kids after school. I was training some kids. I was going to a baseball field, pitching batting practice, hitting, whatever I could. And like, people are like, well, what do you want? I was just happy to be doing something. And I'm like, I don't know. It's like $20. Like, bring your kid. I'll like, infield, outfield, whatever you want, just to make money. And yeah, just biked around, rode buses, ran. We invested in a little bike rack for my Chelsea's car, and I would throw, she would drop me off and be like, if you need me to come get you, if not, I'll see you when you bike back to Boynton, and like, that's what I did, and that's kind of like how I started over, and then got introduced to some guys that were starting a gym in Delray, and they took a risk on me, and they're like, yeah, you want to work here? You got the 5:30 a.m. class. And I'm like, done, take it, whatever. And I always woke up early. So like, I was like, great, start my day with this. And then I go to a meeting, and, and then I